Hi, I'm Ryan Mazuka with Stout Industrial Technology, and we're here in Salinas, California, and we're talking about the Stout Smart Cultivator HMI system. On the side of the machine, you'll notice a large screen which has 5 tabs on it. The Setup tab will allow you to adjust your plant spacing, your line spacing, your overall machine width, and enable individual modules or all modules. In the bottom left, you have the ability to switch from imperial to metric, depending on your preference. Important to look at in this screen is the status of the machine. The machine should say ready before ever pushing start. Also, battery voltage should be anywhere between 13.7 and 14.1, which you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. Note that oil temperature is typically about 100 degrees over ambient, and if it exceeds over 100 degrees ambient, please contact Stout. On the left here, you have the wheel status. Right now we're on the ground. If the implement was lifted, it would show a lifted status. We also have the speed, plant spacing, and line spacing readout, which in this particular case, we're going to set right here at 8.5 for plant spacing. In addition, we'll have our line spacing around 9 inches. This will be different for every user and every crop, but the ability to change it is right here on screen by pressing on the left or the right. Talking about the machine size, right now this is an 80-inch model. We have up to 160 inches. Depending on your model, this number will really never change. On the Control tab, you have the ability to adjust the distance before the plant and the distance after the plant. Right now, we're operating about 8.5-inch spacing. So I'm going to set it at about 7 because this is the first time we're running the machine. As our confidence grows and we bring that number in, we can get that number within 1 inch of the plant, allowing you for maximum cultivation. In the bottom left, we have the ability to change the overall HMI experience from day to night. Just like your night mode on your phone, you have the ability to darken the overall screen and get better visibility. Also, you have the ability to flag log file. What that means is in any situation where you might have a problem in the field and you want to flag that for our technicians here at Stout, you press that button once and it'll put a temporary flag in our system to allow you to reference to. With machine angle, you have the ability to adjust the overall pitch of the machine. Most users will want to keep this level, but depending on your situation and your field conditions, you may want to pitch one direction or the other. That will be done by hitting the minus or the plus within the machine angle. Blade speed is the overall percentage of, or quickness of the blades. If blade speed is set at 0, blades will remain locked in an open position, allowing you to run as a traditional cultivator. As you adjust blade speed from 0 to 1%, blades will start moving. 1% to 90% becomes individual preference based on your field conditions, but those can be custom set by the user both on the HMI and the iPad app. Module lift allows you to both lower and lift the backbones on the machine. You'll do this during service or any moment where you need to manually. Typically, most users will keep it in the auto mode, allowing them to automatically lift anytime the implement lifts when you're making that turn on a row. On the alarms page, this is a queue of all active alarms in the system. This is a great thing to reference when talking to a Stout technician because it'll give them an up-to-date heartbeat of the machine. If you have an alarm that you've already worked through, you have the ability here to clear alarms and continue working with the machine. In addition, you have a segment of green lights here, which tells you the status of individual components on the machine. It's important when in the field that you see a consistent green light all the way across the various computer, vision, and network functions. In this case, you can see we're green, meaning we're ready to go. On the configuration page, you have the ability to look at the current status of pressure settings. In all cases, these pressure settings were set at the factory and typically will not have to be changed by the user. But these are great reference points when talking to a technician. The side shift functionality is an important one. You have the ability from this screen to manually move the side shift from left to right. Note you got about 6 inches of play from left to right. As you go left, this number will go -3, and as you go right, it'll go up to +3. If you're ever setting up a machine, which we'll cover in another video, you'll want to keep that right at 0, meaning right in the center. You also have the ability to change a few other settings within this screen, one being lane averages and auto mode. Our suggestion is keeping both of these on at all times to give you the best experience with the cultivator. The service tab allows for the back-end management of the machine. This is where if you had a technician on site, he would log in and bring you through some of the additional settings. You also have the ability from this service tab to do an actuator test. If you're having issues or you think you're having an issue with a specific actuator, running the actuator test will show you the speed and give you the ability to sit behind the machine and watch it function. On the service tab, you have the ability to get your Wi-Fi SSID and Wi-Fi password. Why this is important? This allows you to use the operator dashboard in the field with the local network that the machine makes. Getting onto the local network is simple. Look for your Wi-Fi SSID from this screen and password. Log in like you would log into your at-home network. Sometimes when you're in the field, you got to get hands-on with your machine. In order to do that, tap the configuration button and tap the lock side shift. What that would do is lock the side shift in its current position and no longer allow the side shift to seek out the plant line and shift back and forth automatically. With that feature in place, you're able to get physically hands-on with the machine without the worry of the backbones shifting. Once you're done, make sure to unlock the side shift so it will then seek out the plant line again and function normally. And that's the end of our HMI walkthrough today. For additional topics, please see us at stout.ai.